And what an incredible outing and an incredible week for the Saddle Bronc Riders as the first guy is inside of the buck chute and ready to go.
Yeah, we're going to start in Charlie Lake, British Columbia, and Tyrell Roberts getting ready on a Calgary Stampede horse called Grand Slam Baby.
Yeah, and this is a pretty cool matchup in round number 5. This is a young bucking horse, probably the youngest or one of the youngest in this round of competition of saddle bronc riding. This horse is just 6 years old. He's a gelding out of timely delivery, and Logan Hay rode this horse at the Hardgrass Bronc match for 89 points. So Tyrell Roberts going to work down on the arena floor, jumping and kicking right down the middle of the pen. The buzzer's going to go at about the 3/4 mark of our arena. Everybody inside Rogers Place getting a good look at this saddle bronc ride.
And a good ride it was, too, by Tyrell Roberts, getting things done right there as you see him very nicely in control on Grand Slam Baby.
The scores come in for Tyrell Roberts, 80.5 points to set the pace, or set the bar for the rest of the field. He's watching it back on the big screen here, and we will see where he lands when it's all said and done and the dust is settled in the bronc riding today as we take a look at Zeke Thurston. He is all business once they start that saddle bronc riding event.
Well, Leighton Green, the Millerville, Alberta Cowboy, who was our 2017 Canadian champion, has been to the national finals really a number of times, but so far at this finals, he's been shut out. Has not gone to the pay window yet. Let's see if he can get it done on a really good horse that was outstanding a couple of days ago.
This is the horse that Q Taylor was 90 points on in round number 2 for the win. And at our bronc match in Weyburn, 2024, it was Zach Dallas, a past Canadian Finals Rodeo qualifier, who got the win there on this horse. He's so great, flying karma, and it's funny, after a couple of jumps out in the arena, you'll just see this horse kind of jump up, whirl, and twirl, turn back towards the bucket chutes. Right here, Leighton Green. Now we go back towards the bucket chutes. Just a picture-perfect saddle bronc ride and a Kodak moment for our photographers down on the arena floor. As they capture it, Leighton Green gets it done.
Yes, he does. That was the style that won him a Canadian championship back in 2017. And as we said, he's had his struggles here so far, but I think he's going to be in good shape here. I think he's going to like this score when it comes in. I think he's going to go to the head of the class and pass Tyrell Roberts, and he does at 86 points for Leighton Green on the board in number 1 spot. Well, Sawyer Erickson getting ready down there right now. Okotoks Cowboy, Calgary Stampede horse once again. Annual news, another good one from the Stampede first.
Yeah, and I think the news on this horse right here is that they've been 90 points twice previously throughout 2025 on Canadian soil as well. So Sawyer Erickson has got an opportunity right here, and you talked about him following in the footsteps of his dad, and Sawyer Erickson can get it done at both ends of the arena. He's a talented team roper. You put a rope in his hands as well, but watch how good he is in the bronc riding right here. Annual news, just so big, so strong, jumping and kicking across the arena. Boy, turns off that fence and just absolutely fires. We're going to look to our judges. That was right at the whistle, and I do believe it's a qualified ride. This should be a big score day.
Yeah, we watched the first couple of jumps there. He was unable to get the feet to the front end, so it might cost him a little bit right there. And yes, he did hit the eject button around that fence right there. But let's see where we're going to put Sawyer Erickson, because the rest of the ride, as you pointed out, I thought was pretty darn good, and it is. 81 points, good for second right now. Well, Dawson Dom, here we go.
Look who's standing in the bucket chute, and look who's got his head buried down at the front end of that gate.
Yeah, man, oh man. This is one of those moments. These are career-defining moments when you come to be a bronc rider, and you've got F13 Virgil from the C5.
Oh, Dawson Dom matched up with one of the greatest, if not the greatest superstar in the bucking horse, man, a living legend in Virgil from the C5 Rodeo Company. They hold the world record in the bareback riding on the back of this horse, and he was so great there. Tyson Cardinal wanted to see what he could get done against the best saddle bronc riders in the world. Dawson Dom and Virgil, they are going at it in round number 5.
Well, Dawson Dom able to get it done right there, and boy, you know, we've talked about how many horses have won the World Championship as both a bareback rider and a saddle bronc rider? The answer is not very many, but one of them is Virgil right there. And Dawson Dahm able to weather the storm, and the scores are starting to come in for the Cowboy from Tomahawk. He's in at 84 points, go to second place right behind Leighton Green, getting by the great Virgil.
Yeah, kind of a rough start there for Dawson Dahm and Virgil, and that may have cost him a couple points. And as he takes in the sights, he takes one last look at it. Up again, he just can't believe the power of that bucket horse from C5.
Well, Logan Hay, Wildwood, Alberta, Shattered Lunatic. We've seen the horse before. We've certainly seen the Cowboy.
Yeah, we have seen the Cowboy. And how about his hockey skills right there as we watched it in our feature when he skated in front of the camera and wiped out. And then he went on to talk about J.D. Struckness falling all over the ice. So I love the charisma of Logan Hay as he stands over that buck and shoots and gets ready for his draw today. And Logan Hay has been a few times to the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo, holds that world record. He can just be absolutely outstanding anytime that he nods his head. There's a look at the Hall of Famer right there on the back of the chutes, and he is just so proud of his boys. That's Rod Hay, so many time Canadian champion, a Canadian Hall of Famer, inducted in 2025. So it's very cool to watch Rod at rodeos across the regular season, both professional and amateur throughout the years, on the back of the chutes, cheering on his kids as they carve their own path to superstardom.
But you know, I've watched him many times on the back of the chutes, and it's oftentimes he doesn't say anything. He's just kind of there for them. If they have a question, they'll ask it, but otherwise he kind of lets them do their own thing. He's just there for support, and what a great support that is.
So I love this matchup of Logan Hay versus Shattered Lunatic from the C5 Rodeo Company. Shattered Lunatic, he was a bit out of line when he first come on the scene. He wasn't one that guys always love to draw, but now, boy, he is kind of a fan favorite, a crowd favorite, and becoming a rider favorite as well. Look at this saddle bronc ride as Shattered Lunatic finds himself up close on the fence. Now we're going to go check out the far end of the arena. He gets it done. Logan Hay in round number 5. Shattered Lunatic. This horse is just big and strong. I talked about how tall and lanky he is, and look at how high he kicks. Almost kicks right over himself, perpendicular to the ground. It's a task just to get past him, and he's going to be 87.5 points. He goes to the top of the class in round number 5.
And he's happy about that. Outstanding performance right there from Logan Hay to go to the lead. And he, in pursuit of him is, of course, his traveling buddy Ben Anderson, and he's got a good one, too, in the great Tokyo Bubbles. Saddle Bronc of the Year in Canada 1 year ago.
Yeah, Tokyo Bubbles just so great for so long. And this is a great matchup for Ben Anderson to end his CFR 51 on. This was a horse, and last year in this final round, Zeke was 92.25 points, and look at Ben Anderson go at him. Tokyo Bubbles knows he's in front of a capacity crowd. They are just showing off in round 5.
They really were. I love that matchup. I love that ride right there. And Ben Anderson safely on the ground after 8 successful seconds on the back of one of the great horses in our game right there. Tokyo Bubbles having a day, having a big-time day, and so did the man aboard. Let's see where we're going to put him. Can he catch his buddy? Well, yes, he can. As a matter of fact, why don't we just tie it up right here? Logan Hay and Ben Anderson, the traveling partners, are both in at 87.5. They're tied for first. Well, Lucas Mox of High River, Alberta. We've talked about Lucas so far. He's had a 5th, a 6th, a 7th, and then this afternoon picked up a 3rd place check, his best ride of the week so far, and he's got yesterday's delivery, and this could be cool.
Yeah, and this is a tough round already at the halfway point. Logan Hay and Ben Anderson in charge of things with those pair of 87.5 point scores. Leighton Green in 3rd with 86, and Dawson Dahm 4th with an 84-point marking. So things are getting interesting, and Lucas Matzo wants to ensure that everything is right before he climbs over that top rail, and wants to ensure that yesterday's delivery is standing squarely in that box. You can see the brace on Lucas's hand. He suffered quite an injury just a couple of weeks ago, or a few weeks ago, I guess it is, almost a month or 2 ago now. But a horse of his dad's, actually, from Matzo Pro Rodeo, on the get-off, Lucas, with his hands on the ground, that horse stepped directly on his free arm. He broke 3 out of the 5 fingers on that hand. So as Lucas prepares inside that buck and shoot, it looks like we're going to move to another competitor.
Yeah, we're going to move to Cole Ashbacker of Arrowwood, Alberta. He's got Cinch Jeans fired up from the Big Stone organization. And Cole Ashbacker, we've talked about him. He's had himself a pretty good finals. He was a couple of ninths, but then he bounced back with a second-place finish in round 3. And Cole Ashbacker just kind of solidly in the aggregate as well. Might pick up a check there as well, and could use a big score right here today, and he's certainly capable of doing that, especially on this horse.
Yeah, he could. This one comes to us from Big Stone Rodeo Company. This is Cinch Jeans fired up, a horse that a perennial contender for the Cowboys here at the Canadian Finals Rodeo, and also represented the Canadian Buckers at the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo as well. And kind of the big story on this horse is Cole Ashbacker's matched up with Fired Up here. This is a horse that Jake Finlay was 90 points on at the Hardgrass Bronc match a year ago. So this is going to be great to watch as he nods his head. Oh, Cole.
Yeah, great rodeo family, and Cole Ashbacker, great saddle bronc rider, getting it done today. We're going to set him down to the applause of our capacity crowd here at Rogers Place. Just a tremendous ride right there by Cole Ashbacker. Should find his way onto the leaderboard, hopefully fairly solidly as well as those scores come in. And Cole Ashbacker's in at 82.5, good for 5th spot on the board. Now I think we're going to go back to Lucas and see if we can get him out.
Yeah, Cole makes that walk back to the bucket chutes, and you're right, Dave, we are headed back to the bucket chute with Lucas Matza inside of it right now, the High River Alberta Cowboy. Matched up with yesterday's delivery. And his girlfriend Ashley and their beautiful daughter Lane in the stands. Tonight they're cheering on Dad. Here we go. Lucas Matza, great mark out. Keep riding, keep charging. This is what we've been waiting for. That is why he was chasing Zeke. He was runner-up to Zeke Thurston in the regular season just a year ago. Lucas Matza drew the right horse today. He gets it done on yesterday's delivery.
Yeah, we get another look at it right here. This horse is just outstanding, and Lucas Matza equally so. We're going to have a big-time number. How about 89 points for Lucas Matza to go to the lead? Just outstanding bronc ride right there.
Yeah, and with a fist pump as he steps off, and they turn the spotlight on the Cowboy as he leaves the arena. Look at that. Everybody telling him congratulations as he makes his way back to the buck chutes. That's a big-time ride by a great saddle bronc rider.
Well, it really wasn't. How about Quentin Taylor now getting ready? You know, he's had himself a pretty good week. He was second in the first round, first in the second. He placed in all 4 rounds, and he has been just one of the stories of this Canadian Finals Rodeo is Q Taylor, and he's got the Northcott Ewell bucking horse we call Mary Lou.
Yeah, and I think you stepped up and picked this team in the saddle bronc riding earlier today. The past Canadian Finals Rodeo bucking horse Mary Lou, the horse of the Canadian Finals Rodeo in 2024. This horse is big and strong and powerful, and Q Taylor, he's just been drawing all the right horses throughout the entire week to show off his skill set right here. As the gate swings open, Mary Lou holds the pause button for a second, and now they are getting after it. What a trip for both Cowboy and bucking horse here to round off and finish off their CFR.
Yeah, another really good performance by Quentin Taylor. And if there's a guy that you need to put an asterisk next to the name to look for a future superstar, it would be that guy right there. And the score comes in. How about this? How about 90.5 points for Q Taylor to the lead?
Well, the entire Northcott Ewell bucking crew is excited about that ride right there. And you can guarantee on his couch back home in Saskatchewan, Tom Bingham, the man who raised that horse, he is celebrating that 90.5 point score.
Boy, that's why I say that this guy has the future is just so bright for that Cowboy. Colby Wanchuk, well, the future's now. He's got Crockett from the Calgary Stampede.
Yeah, I love this matchup of Colby Wanchuk Stettler, Alberta, ranked number 3 in Canada, coming into round number 5, matched up with C35 Crockett from the Calgary Stampede, a horse that we watched in the bareback riding over the course of the last couple of years. And he's big and he's strong and he's powerful, but as of late they've been bucking him primarily in the saddle bronc riding, and he has been absolutely outstanding. Multiple 90-point rides throughout the regular season. I got to witness one of those great rides live right in front of my eyes. They were 89.5. That was Sage Newman. Tonight it's Colby Wanchuk, and this horse is throwing the power at him. Oh, Colby.
We are watching a bronc riding here tonight. Colby Wanchuk. Man, Crockett was absolutely outstanding. Look at this horse fire and get way up in the air and then kick out hard behind.
That's what I'm talking about. And Colby was counting down the seconds until that whistle blew. He was wanting to reach for that rein. Colby Wanchuk, the scores come in 84 1/4. He did a great job just to stay aboard him.
Yes, he did. He really did. That was a tough horse to ride. But Colby Wanchuk rides those tough ones. Gets the job done to 84 1/4. Nicholas Patterson, who missed the horse out today in a rather controversial call, I thought. But hey, he was 84 1/4 in the first round for 4th, 89 in the second round for 2nd, and then an 8th in Friday night, and this afternoon missed that horse out. No score there. Let's see if he can bounce back with a big performance on a really, really good Calgary Stampede horse.
Yeah, he was quite delighted to see his name beside Dandy Delight of the Calgary Stampede. Look at this. He tucks his chin. He knows this horse is going to be big, long, and he gets the chin of a lot of cowboys right here as he lifts on that rein. And this is a pretty classy-looking bronc ride. As we watch it live, everybody scrambles to the fence line. Nick Patterson finds a pickup, man. What a great outing for the final ride of Nick's CFR.
Well, and we've talked about the fact that 2025 was a breakout year for that cowboy from Central Alberta, and he just rode so good all year long, and he's going to do it again. There's going to be a big-time number on the board for Nicholas Patterson. Let's see just how big that number is going to be. It's going to be 87.75 for 3rd place. How about the leaderboard? 90.5, 89, 87.5, and a pair of 87.5 after that 87 3/4. Wow. Wow is all I can say.
An incredible final round of saddle bronc riding, and we are down to just one competitor left to go.
Yeah, and of course it's Zeke Thurston, and we've talked about the fact that he is on the cusp of a 6th Canadian title. He's already set the record because 5 in a row was the record. 6 in a row will certainly break that record, and he's got a heck of a horse to finish it off with.
Yes, he does. This is a rematch right here from the Calgary Stampede. He should be right around 89.5 points is what they normally are on this bucking horse, but Zeke Thurston is just so great at the mark out. He's so strong with his mark out, and then after that his feet are just so fast, and he spurs a horse so strong. He can really show him off. This horse was great in the bareback riding, but he is outstanding as a bronc. Katie talked about that in the lead up to tonight's performance, and she loved this matchup from Zeke Thurston and Squash Blossom Steely Dan of Matza Pro Rodeo. We could witness greatness right here in round number 5 again.
Well, if you're Quentin Taylor and you're 90.5, you know you're not safe when this guy's about to ride on this horse.
Well, Ben Anderson right there talking it over with Zeke as he takes one last deep breath, nods his head, and here we go. Zeke Thurston, the Squash Bottom Steely Dan from Matza Pro Rodeo, and this place is going to come unglued. What a bronc ride for the Big Valley Alberta Cowboy.
You know, the accolades, you just run out of things to say about how great that guy is, and Zeke Thurston is going to be a bazillion points right here. I think he's going to go to the lead. Let's watch as the officials are making their assessment. Look out, Q Taylor. Here comes Zeke Thurston, and Zeke Thurston is going to be in at, he's going to be a bunch. He's going to be a bunch. How many? Well, we're about to find out as he's going to check in. Oh, my goodness.
They're almost double checking the scores to just make sure that it is correct.
There it is, 91.5. Zeke Thurston does it again.